Yi Ling make for an excellent hunting mount with their ability to cling to walls, glide short distances and eject a spray of barbed feathers. In this video I'll show you how to tame Yi Ling the easy way so you can traverse Aberration in style. Let's get cracking. Alright Tinkers, I'm Toastbloke and today I'm going to be showing you the easy way to tame a Yi Ling, a community voted creature that has arrived in the game with the launch of Aberration, and this thing looks absolutely stunning. It is a cool looking creature, it's got a really nice saddle and it's got some very unique and complicated abilities and a complicated taming mechanic, but I'm going to show you two key things to look out for, which is going to make this way easier for you because you need to know the knack to taming this or knocking this out so that you can tame it. Now I want to start by explaining to you where I keep finding these things, and it is in the green zone on Aberration, right in the middle of the map. If I just show you here, I walked all the way in and I started finding them around here. And in this whole area, if I walk around, I am coming across them. And you will find them. They are plentiful. They come out of the sky, out of nowhere. 3, 4, 5 of them all shooting feathers at you. So you'll know when you found one. It's obvious that they are next to you. And there's just absolute mayhem when they are around. Now, to do this tame, I'm going to recommend a very specific set of kit. So let's look at that before we accidentally stumble into one here. You'll notice in my hotbar, I've got a plant species Z fruit. You're going to want some of those. I've got 20. I've also got med brews. Grab as many of those as you like. You're going to want them. And also some biotoxin, because that is what we're going to be feeding this to knock it out. And that has to be in the last slot on your hotbar. On top of that, I've got a spyglass and a sword just in case. But more importantly, I am bringing with me 2 spare sets of flak, a set of flak and a shield. You want to make sure you are armoured up for this. Now, I'm going to show you how to do this today with no admin powers, no admin commands, and with all primitive kit. Obviously, if you can get better kit, you're going to stand a better chance and this is going to become a lot easier. But let's hopefully find one along here somewhere. I believe I've finally spotted one. Yeah, I walked straight past that and turned around and then saw it again. This thing is lying dormant there, hiding between the trees. But let's have a quick little look and see what level it is. This is a level 95 female, and it is a pretty little thing, isn't it? Now, it seems these have got quite a large aggro range, but not as large as I initially thought, because I'm surprised it's not trying to shoot me already. So I'm just going to walk a little bit closer to this to aggro it, and we'll jump straight in with explaining the taming process and the indicators you're looking out for. Right, there we go, it's firing. Now you'll notice in the bottom right I have an indicator which has a number in the center. That is indicating the number of normal feathers I've got shot into me. At 30 it's going to jump off the wall and it's going to fly around a little bit, and then it should take a dive at us. Now, because there's been obstacles in the way, it hasn't. You want to block any ground attacks with your shield. But now it's straight back in the sky. It's already hit 30. It's going to take a dive at us, and I'm going to block this first one. Right? That is the way it activates the attack that its feathers are charging. So this thing's going to shoot me with feathers. There are different indicators on the icon in the bottom for the types of feathers these can shoot, so you know how many of which you've got in you. When you hit 30 on one of those, this thing is free to attack you with its dive attack, or it'll come in and have a little nibble like that. Just block those ones like I say, and it should be ready to take a dive and take a swoop at me now. So I'm just going to stand here. I've got to tank all of this damage, which is why we've got the armor, which is why we've got the med brews, and hopefully this thing's going to fly down and do another dive at me very, very soon. These have been very glitchy as well, so they haven't been able to do the dive sometimes, and I'm trying to work out if that's when I'm blocking it. So if it doesn't dive this time, we'll let it peck us, we'll let it bite us, and then we'll take it from there. So it looks like it's probably going to land on the ground again and then come meandering over. Yeah, I'll let it peck us. Do the feathers go for that? No. But will this reset? Let's see if this resets and allows us to actually dive. It doesn't look like it's going to, because the second indicator is not happening. So this one is bugged out, sadly. So I'm going to have to kill this and find another one. It looks like I've just seen one in the opposite direction to what I went the first time, and it was through these trees flying around, so it looks like it's probably aggroed on something already. But if we can get through here and find this, we'll give this another go. And I'm wondering if me trying to block its main attack with the shield is actually bugging it out at the minute and stopping it doing it again, because I didn't have this problem when I was testing. So we are going to try and aggro one of these. Has it landed? Has it taken up safety, ready for the earthquake? No, it's there shooting something. So we want to aggro this on us. Again, I want to be in a nice open space, ideally, so that this thing doesn't glitch, doesn't crash into anything. And here it is. Is it giving up on that? And is it coming for me? We would be getting an earthquake once we found one. We'll just wait until this chills out, and hopefully this will put its aggro on us. Right, it has done. So we have now got 6 feathers in us, 8 feathers in us. They are the razor type feather. That is the central number on the indicator. I just got to wait till this gets to about 30, and I'm going to let it hit us this time. Right, I'm going to let it peck us a little bit. And when it takes off, I'm looking for the second indicator, which is a red trail. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and it's going to swoop now. When it hits us, it does the attack. The feathers disappear. And that is the attack I've been blocking, which I think might be bugging this out. So I'm going to med brew up a little bit. I'm going to try and do this properly now. What you want to do is get your plant species Z fruit. I'm going to wait till you hit around 30. Then its trail go red 1, 2, 3 times. I'm just going to throw. And then I hit it. So you've got to wait for that trail. And then I've hit feed with the biotoxin in my last slot. And this taming process is underway. So you want your plant Z out, the fruit. You want to wait till this hits around 30 feathers. Its trail will then turn red. 1, 2, 3. Then it's going to come for you. Now, I wasn't sure, so I didn't throw that when I should have. But as soon as you get that 3rd bob, it's going to just turn on the spot and come for you. So watch that indicator at the bottom. It's going to get up to about 30. I've got to keep an eye on my flak and my health. Once it's at 30, this thing is going to come for us. It's on the ground, so I'm going to block. Oh, no, I'm not. I accidentally threw because I had that out instead of my shield, and I've stunned myself. What a plonker. But when this hits 30, we're looking for the red trail. So 1, 2, 3, throw. We should have hit it again. That's how quick you got to be. But that red trail indicator is the key to hitting this every time. So you want to use both indicators together. Once it's already got feathers in you just got to look for the red trail, I think. Just keep an eye out for it. It's white currently. 1, 2, 3. We're throwing. We've hit it again. Oh no, how to get out of that one? Oh no, it says feed. That's a glitch. I was allowed to feed it. I mustn't have got enough of a good hit on it or something. But yeah, so we've fed this 3 times now, I believe. And it's just rinse and repeat. We're looking for the red trail. Where is it? 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. Next one, it's swooping in. Throw. Oh, I just missed because I'm bad. But this is why we need the... I'm going to die. Med brew, med brew, med brew. This is why you need your brews. This is why you need your flak. This is crunch time, this. So I'm just going to spam med brews, get me health back up. Like I say, I always want to do these tames the normal way, right? I don't want to be doing them with cheats. I don't want to be doing them with special gear. And this is why we're on the edge. So, my health's at half. Hopefully we can get a stun on this. We're looking for that red trail. It's not at 30 yet. I'll keep spamming my med brews. Right, I'm out with them now. This is crunch time. So, red, 2. No, it's coming on the ground. Put that away and block with my shield. I need to right now. But as soon as this takes off now, it's going to have the ability to go to the red trail. So, we got 1, 2, 3, and throw. We should have hit. Yeah, it's down. Feed, and it's knocked out just in time. So that's a level 75 down with 4 hits on 3 times taming rates. It's going to take you probably a little bit longer, but you want to be looking at that bottom right indicator. When it hits 30 feathers, it's allowed to do its special dive bomb attack. That attack will be indicated by 3 ever increasingly red, well, trails that it leaves behind it while it's swooping. Now the 3rd one, when it bobs up on that animation, it's going to turn directly on the spot and come at you. So just throw it at it wherever it's doing that 3rd bob, and you'll get a hit every time. Now once it's knocked out, all you've got to do is feed this the foods that it loves, and it is meat. So you can use your raw mutton, your raw prime meat, and obviously if you want to use kibble, I think I haven't checked which kibble it is. Maybe we should find that out. Let's work out which kibble it is. But I just use raw meat because it's easy and it doesn't really seem to affect its taming effectiveness at all. So let me grab some different types of kibble. We'll see which one is the lowest it'll tame with, and we'll get this thing up and show you its abilities. What I've done is I've let this get a little bit hungry so we can pop some kibble in to see which one is the one you need to tame. So we are obviously going to start off with the lowest kind of kibble, which is the basic kibble, and it's eating it. It's eating basic kibble. Now that's not doing too much, so I wonder if the increase in kibble quality just does more, but you can use any kibble you want. Let's see what extraordinary kibble does, because that's going to be mental if it does more. It does. It does. So you can use any kibble you want, but the better the quality, the better the taming progress. But also, like I say, prime meat really isn't bad at all. So that is interesting. I've not seen that with a tame before. So yeah, I mean, jump on that. I've run out of prime meat, so we're just going to do this. It's taken us so long to get this all together. But that should eat that last little bit of kibble, and we will be getting this Yi Ling tamed up, a level 75 male, and it's as easy as that. Come on, man hungry. There we go, sorted. Right then, that's really interesting. So we've got a Yi Ling here. It is all tamed up. I'm going to hit the passive and stop it following. And like I say, I haven't seen that before. This thing, you can tame up with any kibble, but the lower the quality, the lower the taming effectiveness, and the longer it will take to tame. So obviously, you're going to recommend using the top kibble if you can, extraordinary. But honestly, it is better to use raw prime meat than it is to use most of those kibbles. So that is the taming process. That is the knockout process. And that is how you make sure you hit the Yi Ling pretty much every time. So that's the easy way to tame a Yi Ling. I'm going to head over to my first one because I've got that all set up to show you how to use this thing's abilities, because it's very, very unique and interesting. But before I do you know what? We'll saddle this one up. We'll just pop this on here and show you what that looks like. There we go. What an absolute beauty. I think I prefer the colours on this one to my other one, but my other one's a better level, and I've also put some levels into it. So it's going to be better for showing off what this beauty can do. I've come back to my Yi Ling, and somehow it is alive, somehow it is A-OK, and I'm very unsure because there's all sorts going on here. Look at all these Paraceratherium. I mean, the good news is this is going to help me show off what this beauty can do, starting with its basic traversal. So, first of all, we've got to jump if we hit spacebar, and that will allow us to jump up, and if we hit it again, we can glide. The issue is you don't get a lot of height. So the way you do that is you jump and you hit C or crouch. That boosts you up. And then from there you can glide. You go slow without sprint held down. And obviously you go a lot faster with sprint held down. But you do tend to take an automatic dive down towards the ground. So you might want to pull back a little to try and keep that up in the air. But essentially that is the main way of traversing. You can have a little sprint around. You can have a jump. If you double tap spacebar, you're going to get your glide. If you double tap it without sprint held, you'll get a slower glide, but you're not going to get much height. So if you're on the ground, you want to be using your dash, which is the power up on the right hand side of the top of the hotbar there, and that is by hitting crouch, and that just chucks you forward. But if you combine that with a jump, you get thrown up into the air, and then from there you've got a better glide height. So that's really nice. Again, if you combine that with sprint, you'll just do it a lot faster. And of course, you can hit spacebar to land if you want to, or just fly down to the ground like that. There doesn't seem to be any problems with swooping in and taking a landing, which is lovely to see. So that is the basic traversal. On top of that, you can actually latch onto things like trees and cliffs like we saw earlier when these things were waiting for us. So in combos, you can sprint, jump, dash, and then you can head over to a tree and hit spacebar, latch on, and that just gives you a nice vantage point, can get you out of some really sticky situations, but also allow you to repeat the process of jumping and dashing to get even more height, to get around this map a lot better. Now, this all uses stamina, obviously, so you've got to keep an eye on that and manage your stamina. But just that ability to jump and grab and fly around the place is really cool. I really like this. It feels like there's a bit of skill to fly in this, and I think there's a lot of tames where it just gets a little bit too easy. But as you can see, we've just traversed that whole cliff with absolute ease. So that is how you're going to be wanting to travel around on this little beauty. What we want to do now though is start showing you some of this thing's attacks, and it's got a standard primary attack, which is a peck, which you can just use to bite, but it also has a secondary attack which only works when you are gliding. So let's take off, let's do a dash, and then we are going to be having a little look around here. And if you look to the left of the dash indicator, so the top of the hotbar but the left hand side, you can see we've got a feather icon with the word razor, and I mentioned that earlier. The base feather attack for a Yi Ling is razor, and this basically shoots the feathers, like it was at me, into creatures to do some damage, but also to build up its buff. And each different attack has a buff, and by different attack I mean by each different feather here. We've got razor, volatile, poison, slime, and sedate, and these all have different buffs which you can use once you activate them, which I'll show you once we've done a run through of how this attack works. So I have 2 views for this attack, and I can cycle those with crouch, which is C on PC. Well, I'm flying. If I hit that, we've got this mode which goes over the front, which makes you feel like you're flying a bomber, and when you're going over the top of things or following things, this makes it really easy to track and shoot the feathers into. Or you've got your standard third person approach, and you'll see the difference here. When I'm firing, I'm holding down my secondary attack, which is right click for me. I've got to try and aim ahead and where this is going to be moving, because they do have some delay before they get there. And you will notice that a little bar is filling up on this creature, and this will fill up in whichever colour, indicating the type of feather that I'm shooting, and it will even fill up at different proportions on the bar. So if I start using a different feather now, it would change the colour of the bar, and it would share out that amount of damage when I activate this attack. Now I've just been knocked out of the sky there by this very rude Paraceratherium, so I'm going to get back up. A little bit problematic, but as you can see, it's pretty difficult to shoot. But if I hit C and go into this mode, I'm right up above the Yi Ling and see exactly what I'm doing. And I really like this view for shooting down and charging this bar up. So you just got to keep an eye on your flight. If you get hit, you do get knocked out of the sky, so that is something to bear in mind. And obviously you're using stamina, so you've got to be super careful with this. And I'm going to come over the top with C with crouch, and we'll just absolutely lace these. Now I was only wanting to do 1, but apparently I've been doing 2, which is probably why it's taking twice as long. But this one's nearly full, but we've already killed it, so hopefully this one's a higher level. It's a good job of being doing 2. What was I just saying? Oh, I'm happy we've done 2. Great idea. It's like I planned it. I meant to do that all along. I could see that other one was just going to die from the razor feathers alone. So let's get back up in the sky again. Go into the front person view, or the bomber view, or the first person view. We'll get this charged up and hope this one doesn't die. Right, that looks fully charged to me. Yeah. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to hold Control and left click on PC. The game tells you on the right hand side how to do the rupture. Watch it up. You want to aim at the one with your feathers, hold Control. When that's red, you want to attack. You'll do this spin, and the buff of the razor is increased damage. So we absolutely rinsed that Paraceratherium and put a nice quick end to it. So that is the base attack for your secondary attack, and it is called Razor Feather. So that is that one. Now outside of that, we've got to show you how to activate the other feathers, your other attacks, because like I say, there are 4 others, but you'll notice they are red. And the way that we get these to come into play is by feeding our Yi Ling different things. Now the dossier in the game mentioned the nameless venom, it mentioned congealed gas balls, and it said weird mushrooms. So I was messing about with mushrooms for ages. It's not the mushrooms. You're going to want tree sap, and you're going to want some more biotoxin, and these should be in order. So if I feed it this one, and we go back to the radial wheel by holding down R, you'll notice we've got volatile highlighted. And I'm going to show that one off first. Then we'll go through the other ones and explain the buffs and exactly what these do. But yeah, feeding the Yi Ling in its inventory the specific items you need will activate these other feather attacks. So let's go with volatile. You can cycle through them as well with left control and right click if you want to do it in action. But that radial wheel is very nice for getting the one you want. So we've got stamina back. We are going to jump. We're going to dash. I'm going to get up in the air. I'm going to start pelting these with some other feathers. You'll notice these ones are red. And from what I can tell, these give a health debuff. So they don't do any damage per se. Well, the feathers do. But the bar, once it's charged up, doesn't seem to do any damage, right? And when you attack it, it doesn't seem to do much damage with the actual rupture. It seems to initiate a debuff, which means your following attacks do more damage. Now, I'm not sure exactly on that. This is me speculating. I don't use damage numbers. If I'm wrong on this one, this is the one I'm wrong on, please let us know in the comments and I'll update the actual answer in a pinned post, okay? Just to make sure we're all correct and we're all singing from the same hymn sheet. Find the one with the feathers. I love the visuals on this. And get that fully charged. Now, you don't have to get it fully charged. You can do this and use your rupture at any point. But obviously, you want max effect. So we're going to jump up. We're going to get in the sky. We're going to find this beauty. And then I'm going to hit my primary attack. Lock on and hit it. And you'll see this thing starts burning or smoking. It's on fire essentially, but it doesn't seem to do any damage. And this ticks for quite some time. So like I say, my guess is that this one is a debuff. And this thing's health isn't doing too well. It's fleeing the whole time. And I'm just imagining that me biting this, me shooting this with feathers, is going to be doing increased damage on this one. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm thinking. I should have probably fully tested it, but I hate damage numbers. I can't stand them. It's round here. It's hiding round here. Let's kill it. Go on. We've got to kill it. We can't leave it. We've put all this effort into it. Come on. There we go. That one's dead. Let's get out of here. And we're going to move on now to the third type of feather. The second one you can activate. We're going to be using Nameless Venom for this. So if we feed our Yi Ling the Nameless Venom, you'll see that we've now unlocked the Poison feathers. So I'm going to select that. And we are going to give this a go and see what this can do. I already know, but you don't, potentially. So we're going to show you, right? And that bar should be full. It is, which allows me to hold left control when that's red, fire, and I will activate this attack. And you'll notice that took a little bit of time to die after hitting it. And that is because the poison buff actually does tick damage. So it damages over time the creature that you activated on, and yeah, it basically puts a poison cloud around it. So that one's really useful. You can charge that up, hit the creature, and then let the poison do its thing, and that'll just tick over, doing damage to the creature over time. Obviously, you can put more damage on it on top of that, but that is the poison feather. So that one's one of my favorites, I won't lie. I like that one a lot. And we are going to try the third feather attack you can activate, but it's the fourth one altogether. We're going to get that by feeding this tree sap, and the sap activates the slime attack. So if I bring up the radial wheel, you'll see we've got this here. We've still got poison running at the minute, but we are going to choose slime. You can activate all of these all at once if you want. I just don't need to right now. So let's grab slime and let's get to work. Let's get going. And we're going to hold control and left click. And bang, we hit that. Now what you'll notice is we got a green bit of cloud here, like a green cloud. And that Paraceratherium is moving super slow compared to the other one. So this is a speed debuff. So as you can see, it's taking a lot longer to turn. The other one's already at us, and that one's not left where we were, which is a huge advantage when you are trying to fight something. Into the Yi Ling's inventory, and we're using biotoxin for this. We're going to feed it, and that gives us the final one, which is sedate. Now this one is so cool. It's another one of my favorites. I wonder if we just stick on this one since it's fighting us. Has it got any feathers in already? Let's have a look. If it has, I don't want to. No, it hasn't. Great. So we'll do this one. We'll kick this one in. And these sedate feathers, what they do is, it's incredible. They deal torpor. Right, this looks full. It's going to land. Going to get one more jump here. Dash up again. Going to hold control when that's red. We click. Oh, it wasn't full. But we've hit it. And we've knocked it out anyway. What level was this? This isn't another level 5, is it? I'm going to kick off if it is. It's a level 10. So it's not even full, and you can knock a level 10 out with that one shot to tame up a Paraceratherium. That is so, so cool. Like, it's really interesting. I wonder if I quickly go and try a higher level. What levels are those over there? Just to see what this can do. I won't take you through the whole process. But if I can find a high level, I'll do this, and we'll see how much torpor damage it does. Okay? Because I think this is going to be interesting. What levels have we got up here? 45, a 150. Perfect. Let's test this properly. I'll be right back with you once this thing is ready to be ruptured. Well, this is an interesting discovery. Apparently, you just have to be off the ground to use your feather attack. I'm just latched onto a tree here, and this 150 is absolutely done in. It can't reach us, and I'm able to fire my feathers at it, which is incredible. I'm now ready to do the rupture attack, so we're going to see how well this does when it comes to the narcotic version, sedation. Let's hit this. Bang. Is it knocked out? No. I wasn't expecting it to be, but let's see how much damage it did torpor-wise. Can I get my magnifying glass out on the back of this? I can. Can I get close enough to see what's happened? Probably not. Oh my goodness, this is being tricky on the back of here, but it's nice that you can get weapons and things out on the back of here. Why can't I see? Oh wow, it's done about an 1/8, is that? Right, so you'd have to do that a few times on a 150, around 8 times, but that's not bad. Like, that's going to save you having to actually sort yourselves out with narcotics and with trank darts and things like that. That's quite useful. One biotoxin gives you quite a lot. And on this map, biotoxin isn't hard to get. And that is the final attack that this can do with the feathers. So we've learned quite a lot here. That is how that works. Make sure if you want to use the different abilities feather-wise, that you have yourself some congealed gas, some nameless venom, some tree sap, and some biotoxin, and you're all ready to go. But all in all, that is the easiest way to get one of these tamed, but also how you use it and access all of its abilities. In fact, there is one last ability which I haven't mentioned. This thing has an AI attack, okay? And when you allow the special AI attack, you actually get an extra 2 options in your behavior wheel. So let's just activate that, and we're going to go back in. And what you'll see is we have the ability to increase when it does the rupture attack or decrease when it does the rupture attack. So by default, these things need to put 30 feathers in the wild. This was part of the clue to understanding how to tame this thing. But if you don't want it to do the rupture so early, you can make it wait until it's got 70 feathers into its target before it tries the rupture to activate the buff or debuff. Or you can make it do it more frequently. So you can turn this right down to 10. So it'll do 10 feathers, and then it will choose to do the rupture attack. I'm just happy leaving this at 30 because I don't use it. But it's there if you want it. So that is the final ability I feel like I need to explain. I could have missed something. You know, this thing is new. If so, again, I'll add things that we learn in the pinned comment down below. So make sure you check that out if you're wondering if anything has been updated. But that is it for today. So I'm going to call that there, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, if you found it useful, please remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. It does wonders for my channel, and I'm super grateful for your support. If you want to get more involved in the community or show some more support, check out the links in the description below. But until next time, you guys take care, and I will catch you later. Cheerio.